Hello there. Yes, I know I've been absent for a while. I've had a wonderful 2 weeks in Australia on holiday and visiting my mother, which is something I had been unable to do for well over a year, so it's been very emotional for me. I am now back in New Zealand and enjoying a cold, rainy day. So I'm back in my art room, and today I'm going to try doing something different again. I like to fiddle around with different things, as you know. So what I've done is I've made myself a cup for doing an open cup pour, and I have just put some holes in it with my hole punch to see what sort of a difference that makes with the paint coming out. I've already got a 10" by 10" piece of signboard prepped. It is coated with a base coat of phthalo blue, and I'll just put my cup onto it, make sure it's well entrenched, give it a bit of a twist. Okay, and my colours I'm using today are going to be Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold, Montmartre crimson, Montmartre yellow deep, and Montmartre turquoise. This one has a little bit of silicone added through my pouring medium. Okay, I'll get started now. Okay, I'm going to tell you I'm stopping right now. I'm not going to add the turquoise to that, and I'm actually going to lift just slide gently my cup off, because I now want to just tilt that as it is, because I'm loving those colours together, and I want to see what it looks like after it's been tilted slightly. Okay, I won't torch it first, and I'll just tilt it slightly and see what I can make from it. I do have to say how wonderful it is to be back in my art room after being gone for 2 weeks. It's just so de-stressing for me, because I have to say that travelling internationally for the first time in over 2 years was actually quite stressful. And with the COVID-19 virus at the forefront of the travel industry, I found it challenging in so many ways, with the going through the airport, doing the transfers, having to register to go into Australia, having to register to come back into New Zealand. It was quite challenging. So this is coming out beautifully. I'm just loving it. I think I might turn it around this way and just take off some of the colour down at the bottom, what I call my bottom, but it's not, at the top. Just take some of that off and spread it down. I don't want to leave too much gold on there, but I also don't want too much red. And I'm also going to take it back down this way again to take off some of the side colour and bring it back into a more uniform pattern. Oh, that's gorgeous. I just love it. I like it. Prefer it this way, of course. As you're probably aware, phthalo blue tends to dry quite black, or dark anyway, so when this dries it should look pretty good. But I will take it up again, bring a bit more of that red up slightly, and that's it. I'm going to leave it like that, because I'm absolutely loving the lines, the fine little lines that are created between the gold patches there. They certainly look different, and of course they are the phthalo blue from underneath. So now I will give it that torch to bring up the bubbles and to see if there are any cells that come through from just the gold, as none of the other colours had any silicone in them, and my pouring medium was my usual of PVA glue and water. So that is very pretty. I'm loving that for my time back in my art room, and my poor torch needs to be refilled. So I'll be back soon to bring the painting up to the light so you can have a closer look at it. Okay, I've been gone for about 15 minutes and it really hasn't done any more developing of any sort. In fact, some of my what I call definite lines on it seem to have disappeared a little into the paint, so I'm hoping that does not continue as it dries. So I'll bring it up to show you now. As closely as I can without it blurring. I want you to see the lines in that gold paint and how pretty they look. It's almost to me as though, in my imagination, this is a flame arcing out into a darkening sky from the sun. And as it arcs out, the gases tend to separate many parts of it to make it put those lines on it. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words because I'm so pleased with the way this has come out, and I'm very, very glad, as I've said already, to be back in my art room again after being away from it for 2 weeks. Right, I have moved the painting that I did a little while ago, and I have got left some really pretty drippings, which I have actually scraped some of them up and put them on the blob, I suppose is what you can call it. I noticed there I've just missed a bit, so I will just blob that into place. And now I can use it to dip my coasters, which you have, if you've been watching my channel regularly, you would have seen me doing before. So I've got my coaster ready to go. You know, it's clean and dry, and all I have to do now is put my blue tack on the bottom of it firmly so I don't drop it into the paint, and then just dip it straight in. Push it down a little to get the paint up onto the sides and bring it back up again. Sometimes I lift it from a corner, sometimes I bring it straight up. This time I'm bringing it straight up with difficulty. And there you go. There are my colours. That is lovely. Don't know how well you can see that. I hope it's not too blurry. But right now I'm going to just take the bubbles off it. There we are. And those colours are just gorgeous. I'm very, very pleased with that. And I'll just see if I can get it up a little closer under the camera for you to see how pretty that is with the gold flecks in it. As I said, I can't see what you're seeing, so hopefully. And here's the second one. I bought these at a charity shop. They were good quality ones, and by good quality I mean they had a good coating on them, because if it's a thin coating, you'll find that it won't stick properly or you can't reuse it. And I have actually reused these now several times because I'm only using them as a demonstration as to what you can get. If I get something totally stunning from them, of course I will let it dry. So I'll now dip the other one over here. Push down hard to get it up onto all the sides. And lift. I want to lift straight up because I just love those colours all spread out like that. Gosh, that is beautiful. I'll actually take it down this way slightly and tip some paint off because that was quite thick. Bring it up. As you can see, the sides are well covered, so it brings it down to the cork. And if you want to keep them when you've done them, and I'll just give this one a quick blow with the torch just to bring up some of the gold and get rid of the bubbles. And you can have a look, closer look at that. Just so pretty. Very happy with the way that those have come out. But again, as I said, 5 minutes after I turn the camera off, I will take them out to my bucket and I will just wash the paint off very quickly and leave them to dry so I can reuse them again. But it's a lovely way of making coasters if you want to make them for gifts or just for something, you know, that you want to pop around your house. Again, you'd probably need to resin them well if you wanted to use them, which can be challenging. So that's my effort for this video. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.